We open right in the middle of a murder trial in Texas. Notice something important. There's no jury present. That means we're in a plea phase. The decision has already been made. Instead of risking a life sentence, the defendant is taking a 40-year plea deal. But why would someone give up the chance to fight? Let's watch.
Trial for the state of Texas versus Ricky James Johnson. The defendant was indicted for the first-degree felony of murder. What are our plans today here, gentlemen?
Going to be a plea to the murder for 40 years and dismiss the aggravated assault.
Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and arraignment, Mr. Matuska, on his behalf? Can we proceed in summary? In summary, Mr. Johnson, this indictment alleges that on or about September 12, 2021, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the first-degree felony of murder by causing the death of Corey Dante Green Jr., and you used a deadly weapon, namely a fire. Do you understand what you have been charged with here, sir?
So,
If convicted of this first-degree felony, you face a term of life imprisonment or any term of not more than 99 years or less than 5 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand the punishment range here?
yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached here during this trial where you would be waiving a further jury trial, pleading guilty, and sentenced to 40 years confinement in prison, and cause number 21-38439, an aggravated assault indictment that is also filed against you. That case will be dismissed. Is this your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Either cases. How do you plead to this indictment charging you with the first-degree felony of murder, guilty or not guilty?
Guilt.
Sir,
Guilt.
are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty of what this alleges?
Yes, sir.
Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Discuss it with your attorney, or the contents all true and correct here?
That's the legal stakes laid out clearly, anywhere from 5 years to life. So even though 40 years sounds huge in murder cases, that can actually be considered a reduced sentence, especially when a deadly weapon is confirmed. The defense is trying to secure something certain instead of gambling on the unknown.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection.
And without objection, admitted. Among other things, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true, it states. So help you God. True?
True.
State's Exhibit 1 is part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived here.
Yes, sir.
If nothing further, I'm going to follow this agreement that's been reached by the parties. And I'm going to find as follows that you, Ricky James Johnson, you are pleading guilty to this first-degree felony of murder voluntarily. You're mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this first-degree felony of murder. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense, and I am following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 40 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served in accordance with this case. Also, the judgment shall reflect that a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, was used in the commission of this offense. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand, sir? Okay. Anything else to add on this agreement and hearing from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
God bless you. And from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I believe there's going to be some allocution.
Yes, sir. There is an allocution.
Oh, tell me when you were ready, and you may be seated, sir. Here. Go ahead when you're ready.
Pay close attention here. This is the legal moment that matters. Once the judge states that the defendant is mentally competent, voluntarily entering the plea, and understand the consequences, the plea becomes locked in. No appeals, no takebacks. This is where the case becomes final.
The family of Corey Boone rightly statement with a heart full of grief and pain that will never truly heal. Corey is a son, stepson, brother, father, and friend. A young man full of life, love, and time. His life was taken from us in a senseless act of violence, fueled by jealousy, and our family will never be the same. Corey was a good-hearted person who cared deeply for his loved ones. He had a young pregnancy and was excited to become a father. Tragically, he never got the chance to meet his son who was born after his death. That innocent child will grow up never knowing his father's voice, his touch, or his love. And that is the pain no family should have to live. The loss of Corey has left a hole in our hearts that cannot be filled. His mother, father, and siblings grieve every day. His outfit is felt at every family gathering, every holiday, and every choir member. The impact of Corey's death reaches beyond our family. His friends and the most of all his son have been robbed of the chance to experience the man he was becoming. Corey will never get to teach his son how to ride a bike, watch him go, or guide him through life. That opportunity was stolen just as Corey's life was stolen from him. We stand before this court asking for justice, not out of anger, but because Corey's life mattered. The actions of Ricky took away a father, a son, and a soul who meant so much to so many. Corey will forever live in my heart and memory. Through his life, though his life was cut short, his spirit remained faithful, especially in his son.
Nice to say. Okay. Trying to say about keeping the confession as possible. Okay, I'm listening. Yeah,
And please introduce yourself, sir, and tell us how you are related to the parties, either the victim or the defendant.
My name is Tyrese Edwards. I'm his first cousin.
Of
Corey Green.
the victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go. You may proceed when you're ready, sir.
Ricky, I wish you would have handled the situation different. I wish I just would have probably kept in the streets, scratched something. You ain't had to knock him down, but especially a woman that's going to end up doing something else to somebody else that you about to lose your free time. Now you still care and she out in the other world going on down. And now I lost a cousin. My heart. I don't know what to say, but I hope. I don't know. I ain't really talking. But just know we messed up about this. Can't deal with it. I wish it never happened. Because I was there in the very beginning. Saying it all go down. I didn't see that go down, but other things went down. And I just wish I could have handled that situation a whole different. That way you could have been free, well, my cousin would still been here. It's not, like I said, at the same time, she gonna still be out the streets doing her own thing while you over here riding for a female that really didn't even care about you. Or got you all in a situation that could have been avoidable. Just wish I just wouldn't kept the street, man. Stretch it out and call it a date. That way he would have still been living and you would have been out in the free world. I hope you learn from this course. Jesus.
And now, we move into one of the hardest parts of any homicide case, allocution. This is where the victim's loved ones speak, not to argue law, not to influence the sentence, but to be heard. This is grief, raw and unfiltered, unfolding in real time.
Special, and
How are you related to the victim?
I was his baby mother. Little baby mother.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Corey was an amazing person. He really was. People always tried to paint him out to be this person that he wasn't, but he was really and truly a good person. He didn't deserve it, especially like his cousin said, over someone who could care less, because she's gonna be living her life and you finna be in here. Well, you finna be in there for a long time, and it wasn't worth it. And I just hope and pray that you learn from your mistakes and you realize life is too short. Your freedom can be gone within an instant. And on Corey's behalf, that was my fiance. I loved him. He loved my daughter like that was his own. That's her world. I still get asked to this day, when is my daddy coming home? Where's my daddy? And I don't know what to say to that. I have an 8-year-old girl that doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to say. She asked me on the day, Mommy, where's my daddy? When is he coming home? How do you explain it to an 8-year-old? How do you explain it to an 8-year-old? I just hope for healing and hope that you just learn from what you did. That's all.
Anyone else?
4 years, like when it first happened, I had so much hate in my heart. I was pregnant. My brother was waiting for my son. It was my first son. He was so excited. 2 weeks later, you took him away. Like, it hurted me so bad, I almost lost my child. And I had so much hatred in my heart for you. But, like, looking you in your face right now, like, the hatred is gone. Like, I believe in God. And in order for God to forgive, you have to forgive. You have to forgive. But, like, I'll never, like...
This section is heartbreaking because he isn't just mourning. He's reliving guilt, regret, and the what-ifs. Notice how the pain is tied to a moment of impulse. In so many murder cases, it's not a master plan. It's one decision, one argument, 1 second that changes dozens of lives forever.
I'll never, like, forget this pain. I lived this pain every day, and I fully did not get to grieve my son. I mean, my brother, sorry. Because I still had kids, so I just couldn't. And then growing up, all I had was my brother. We didn't have no mama. We didn't have no daddy. That was all I had. And you just took my whole life. You know, I just want to know why. Like, can we just know why?
Can't ask a question. I'm sorry. We're not allowed to look at this. Thank you, Judge.
Anything else? If not, we are in recess on this case. Thank you.
This is where the emotional weight truly hits. The legal system counts years, charges, and procedures, but grief counts in birthdays missed, empty seats at dinner, and conversations that will never happen. Her pain is not just about losing a partner. It's about raising a child who will grow up with questions that can never be answered.